Ice Road Truckers is still remembered as one of the most loved reality TV shows, gaining a strong following for its thrilling depiction of life on frozen highways. The series, which highlighted the challenges faced by truck drivers operating in some of the harshest conditions, not only captivated its audience, but also earned their deep respect. Over the years, the bond between fans and the cast grew strong, and out of admiration, many have remained curious about what happened to some of these brave drivers. In this video, we take a closer look at the journey of Ice Road Truckers, particularly focusing on the cast members who are no longer with us or have found themselves in trouble with the law. Let's dive in. Among the most notable names on the show was Daryl Ward. The tragic plane crash on August 28th that claimed the lives of Daryl Ward and pilot Mark Mill left fans heartbroken. Daryl, born on August 13, 1964, was more than just a trucker. He was a symbol of the lifestyle the show celebrated. Growing up in a trucking family in Montana, he was surrounded by trucks from an early age. He and his grandparents ran harvest rigs, and he had over 3 decades of experience in trucking before joining the show. Ward's deep-rooted passion for the road made him a perfect fit for Ice Road Truckers, and when he became a regular in Season 6, his impact was immediate. Audiences were drawn to his bold and energetic nature. Daryl was well known for his adventurous spirit and called himself an adrenaline junkie. But it wasn't just his driving that won people over. Fans often spoke about his kindness, generosity, and the way he supported other drivers, even competitors. He genuinely loved what he did and had a natural desire to help those around him. Daryl wasn't driven by fame or wealth. Instead, he valued the trucking community and gave it his all. He stayed with the show through Season 10 and played a big part in boosting its popularity. Outside of filming, he also lent a hand to local firefighting efforts, showing his commitment to serving others beyond the road. Sadly, Daryl's story came to a devastating end. On August 28, 2016, while returning from the Great American Truck Show in Dallas, Texas, he was involved in a fatal plane crash near Rock Creek, Montana. He had taken off from Missoula in a single-engine Cessna 182 Skylane with pilot Mark Mill. Their crash was especially painful for fans to accept, as Ward had plans to begin filming a new documentary series focused on recovering downed aircraft. Following the accident, the National Transportation Safety Board conducted an investigation. While no technical failures were found during the post-crash inspection, the final conclusion was that the plane made a sudden right turn during its landing approach. Though the exact reason for this maneuver remained unknown, the news of his death left his family and fans in deep sorrow. Daryl was a proud father and grandfather who loved the outdoors. Whether it was hunting, fishing, camping, or riding dirt bikes, he embraced nature fully. His absence created a void, not only in his family, but also in his community. He was the kind of person who helped anyone in need. During the devastating 2016 floods in Louisiana, he organized a food drive and distributed supplies himself. In recognition of his big heart, he was named Grand Marshal of the Special Olympics Truck Convoy. In Nova Scotia, Canada, he lived by the motto, "Any road, any load." That phrase perfectly captured the spirit of a man who was admired far and wide. Another unforgettable figure from the series is Art Burke. Known for his no-nonsense attitude and fiery determination, Art made his debut in Season 7 of Ice Road Truckers. From 2013 to 2017, he appeared in 38 episodes, making a strong impression with his rugged style and bold approach. Burke was fearless when it came to navigating the treacherous ice roads, always ready to take on whatever nature threw at him. Burke, widely recognized for his humorous and foul-mouthed persona, quickly became a fan favorite. He was known for his resilient spirit and rarely let anything get him down. In one memorable episode, his truck's front wheels broke through the ice, a terrifying moment that would shake anyone. But even with his life at risk, Burke remained calm and composed. He didn't panic. Instead, he prioritized the safety of the cameraman who was filming with him before thinking about himself. This act of bravery only deepened the audience's admiration for him. Over time, his courageous behavior continued to win hearts. So when Ice Road Truckers eventually ended, many viewers found themselves wondering what had become of Burke. To the shock of many, Burke ended up on the wrong side of the law. Like many of the show's drivers, he had a fearless nature and never backed down from danger. But this time, that attitude led to real trouble. In November 2018, according to CBC News, Burke attempted to make a cannabis concentrate known as shatter. The process involved using liquid butane, a highly flammable substance. Despite the obvious risk, he went through with the experiment. The result was a violent explosion. Burke suffered severe burns on 40% of his body and had to be hospitalized for 12 days to recover. But the damage extended far beyond his injuries. 2 years later, the case became public and Burke faced criminal charges. He was officially charged with arson due to negligence. Reports indicated that the explosion caused over $60,000 in damage to the apartment building he lived in at the time. When the case went to court, both the prosecutor and Burke's defense attorney proposed an 18-month house arrest sentence. As Burke had taken responsibility for the incident, They even suggested that he be allowed to serve some of his sentence in his truck cab while working. However, the judge wasn't convinced. He found their proposal too lenient and requested a more compelling explanation for why Burke should be given such an arrangement. On court, Burke described how much he had lost because of the explosion. In one heartbeat, everything I worked for vanished. I am going to lose all my savings for retirement, he stated. He also asked that the probation officer not speak with his wife, who remained emotionally distressed by the situation. A new date was scheduled for sentencing, but things didn't go smoothly. Burke showed up late, frustrating the judge. The hearing was set for 9 a.m., and Burke was supposed to appear via video link from a courthouse in Prince Edward Island. However, the court clerk confirmed that Burke hadn't arrived on time. His lawyer managed to reach him and learned that he believed the session started at 9:30 a.m. The judge wasn't sympathetic and said, "It was said at least 3 times that it was starting at 9 o'clock, when told that Burke was on his way." The judge responded firmly, "It's not going to happen now. There are other matters scheduled for 9:30. I will hear from you at 9:30 on Tuesday about why he should not come to Yellowknife for sentencing." With that, the judge ended the session. Another familiar face from Ice Road Truckers was Hugh Rowland. At 48 years old, he still considered himself relatively young despite having spent 3 decades on the road. Among the show's cast, Hugh had built quite a reputation, and his story, too, stood out in the history of the series. Hugh Rowland, famously known as the Polar Bear, made his first appearance in the pilot episode of Ice Road Truckers and remained a regular cast member through Season 8, Episode 12. Following Alex Gorski, Hugh became the second most frequently featured driver on the show. He stood out not just for his impressive skills behind the wheel, but also for his quirky, fearless personality. His dry sense of humor made him a fan favorite. When first approached to join the show, his reaction was both sarcastic and lighthearted. "Yeah, you can put cameras in my trucks, but just stay out of my way. Don't cost me any money. Nobody's going to watch us go up and down the ice anyway." That comment captured Hugh's no-nonsense attitude and his tendency to speak his mind without filter. After leaving the series, Hugh decided to document his journey in a book titled On Thin Ice: Breakdowns, Whiteouts, and Survival on the World's Deadliest Roads. The book offered a deeper look into his life as a trucker and his experiences working under the spotlight. In an interview with Shelf Awareness, he spoke about his long career, saying he had been in the business for over 30 years. He spent 15 years building ice roads and another 18 driving them, while also doing trucking and construction work throughout the year. His expertise led him to perform snow stunt driving for the show, which included crashing into snowbanks, sliding on icy roads, and maneuvering trailers through dangerous conditions. Hugh's lifestyle was full of action and risk, but one tragic event brought it all to a halt. Following his departure from the show, fans speculated about why he left. Some believed he was ready for a break, others thought he was pursuing new ventures. But the real reason was far more heartbreaking. Hugh was involved in a serious car accident that ended his trucking career. According to Net Worth Post, he was riding as a passenger in a vehicle driven by one of the show's producers, Will Morrison. Morrison was allegedly driving recklessly, which caused the car to slide off the road and crash into a stand of trees. Hugh suffered devastating injuries to the lower half of his body, which left him unable to continue working as a trucker. The accident forced him into early retirement, but Hugh wasn't willing to let it go without a fight. As reported by TMZ, he filed a lawsuit against Morrison in 2014. The suit claimed that the accident didn't just end his career, but also destroyed his marriage. Due to the extent of his injuries, Hugh was no longer able to be physically intimate with his wife. The loss of that connection put a major strain on their relationship, eventually leading to its collapse. The legal action wasn't just about financial compensation, it was about everything he lost. Since the lawsuit was filed, no major updates have been reported, and Hugh has never returned to the show, a sign that his condition may have remained unchanged. Another memorable personality from Ice Road Truckers is Lisa Kelly. In one moment, she recalled a particularly tough job, saying, "I just had a really heavy set. I think I was grossing 180,000 pounds. Unlike Hugh, Lisa is neither deceased nor in legal trouble, but her journey hasn't been without its own hardships. Born on December 8, 1980, Lisa is an American trucker who rose to fame through the show and its spin-off, Deadliest Roads. Her skill and determination made her a standout among her peers. From seasons 3 to 5, and then again from seasons 7 to 11, she was featured navigating the icy and dangerous Dalton Highway from Fairbanks to Prudhoe Bay, often hauling enormous loads. She was the only female driver on the series until Maya Slyer joined in season 5. Lisa's presence on the show broke barriers and highlighted the strength and resilience it takes to survive the harsh world of ice road trucking. Stephanie joined the show in season 10. Kelly, on the other hand, grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, before her family relocated to a small farm in Sterling, Alaska, when she was just 6 years old. Life wasn't easy for Kelly growing up. Later, she returned to Grand Rapids for college and enrolled at Cornerstone University. However, It didn't take long for her to realize that she had a stronger passion for trucking than for education. She only stayed in college for one semester before making the bold decision to leave and chase her dream, a dream that demanded hard work and sacrifice. Before becoming a part of Ice Road Truckers, Kelly explored various jobs. She worked as a school bus driver, rode motocross, took shifts at gas stations, and even had a stint at a pizza company. For a significant period, she held the title of state freestyle motocross champion. After experimenting with different paths, Kelly felt it was time to focus on a stable career. That's when she decided to pursue trucking, intrigued by the challenge it presented. After completing her training, she landed a job with Carroll Transportation, a hauling company based in Alaska. But being a woman in the trucking industry wasn't easy, she admitted. I had to work twice as hard. I had to pull my weight and everybody else's, and get the job done as fast or faster. Kelly also opened up about her philosophy on life. She said, I have a genuine love for life and want to live it to the fullest with the precious time that I've been given here on Earth. I want to be old and have no regrets about the things I haven't done. Living life to the fullest to me means dreaming big and then going for it. It means being a person that I would want to hang out with. And it means keeping an optimistic view and keeping hope, because there is no point in living life miserably. These values helped Kelly push through the tough times. Being a woman in a male-dominated field came with constant judgment and lack of respect, but she kept going. She added, one of my favorite things to say is, I'm the only one living my life, so I'm going to live it to make me happy. I can't live for other people. And I hate when other people judge my life because I'm having fun rather than just living my own life so they are happy with themselves. Kelly carved her own path, became a standout on the show, and left a lasting impact. Alongside Kelly, another name that stood out was Steph Costanz. Steph's journey on the show was anything but smooth. She, too, joined in season 10 and initially had a very rough time, to the point where it seemed like she might not make it through. Driving on ice roads is no easy task. The constant cracking of ice beneath the truck, the fear of falling through, and the grueling nature of the work often push newcomers to quit, sometimes immediately, without waiting for another day or season. On these dangerous routes, drivers are required to maintain a steady speed, because stopping or getting stuck on the ice could be fatal. Long drives, extreme weather, and immense pressure make this one of the toughest jobs in the world. Most ice road truckers come in with years of driving experience, but Steph was different. When she joined the show, she had little to no background in trucking. She had to learn everything from scratch, and she did so under the watchful eyes of seasoned drivers Todd, Dewey, and Lisa. Kelly. Audiences were well aware of Steph's lack of experience and watched closely, wondering how this rookie would fare. Her first appearances involved intense training in extremely challenging conditions, a trial by ice in every sense. Steph was required to pass a tough driving test, as ordered by her boss at Polar Industries, Mark Kohavich. Her inexperience behind the wheel became public knowledge during a 2016 interview between Lisa Kelly and Overdrive. In that conversation, Kelly revealed that Steph had never driven a truck before joining the show. This sparked criticism, with many viewers questioning why the showrunners would cast someone with no truck driving or ice road experience for such a dangerous job. Despite the doubts and concerns, Steph quickly began to prove herself. Through her determination and quick learning, she managed to silence critics and eventually became one of the most skilled and dependable young drivers on the series. She remained part of the show throughout seasons 10 and 11, until it was ultimately canceled. Steph's first ice road journey was under the guidance of Todd. Their task was to drive to Shamadawa, Manitoba, to recover 2 Polar travel units left behind during the previous season. While the trip was supposed to be routine, it was a major test for Steph. Aware of the risks, Todd warned her, "You are in for one hell of a rodeo," and expressed concerns about sending an inexperienced rookie into such challenging conditions. Steph herself admitted, "I have no idea what to expect." Yet, despite her fears, she chose to move forward, saying, "I'm doing it." Her boldness and growing confidence impressed many. In a later issue of She Drives Trucks, Steph, just 22 years old, and a mother, opened up about her motivation. She explained, "It's my son. Everything I do in my life, I do for my kid." As their journey continued north, Todd decided it was time to chain up the tires, and his worries returned when Steph admitted, "I might not know how to put chains on the tires." Still, Todd stepped in to help. Acting like a protective older brother, he taught her how to throw iron on the icy road. Although he remained nervous, "That's pretty scary," he said. "She has got high spirits, but she has got a lot to prove today." One of the most intense moments came when Steph had to cross a lake that had previously been broken by another truck. This time, Todd stayed on shore, offering support and instructions through the CB radio while she drove cautiously with her door open. It was a dramatic and emotional ride, but she made it to the other side. Tearfully, she told Todd, "I just made it to land, I think." Before breaking down in relief, Todd praised her, saying, "Good job, Junior." He later added, "I haven't seen a smile like that on someone's face in a long time." But the celebration was short-lived as another ice crossing, this one barricaded, waited them just ahead. Meanwhile, fellow ice road driver Alex Debogorski was facing his own challenges, often racing against extreme temperatures. Surprisingly, Alex has accumulated a net worth of approximately $400,000, earned through years of braving harsh conditions. Born in Berwyn, Alberta, to Stanley and Irene Dabrowski, Alex was raised to value resilience and hard work. His father had served as a tank commander and paratrooper in World War II, while his mother was a Cambridge graduate in mathematics and music. The family moved from Britain to Canada in 1952, and Alex grew up on a farm, where he developed the skills and work ethic that would shape his future. Before rising to fame, Alex worked in a variety of jobs. He was employed at a tire store, worked as a taxi driver, served as a nightclub bouncer, flipped mobile homes, and even worked in coal mining and diamond prospecting. These early experiences helped mold him into the tough, multi-talented man viewers would come to admire on the show. Alex's vast experiences on the ice roads shaped much of who he became. Then, in 2007, his life took a major turn when he joined the cast of Ice Road Truckers. Thanks to his impressive expertise and likable personality, Alex quickly stood out and became a fan favorite. Viewers loved him, and for good reason. He was the only person to appear in all 11 seasons of the series, an incredible milestone no one else reached. Yet his time on the show wasn't without danger. He often had to brave treacherous conditions, including driving across frozen, isolated regions. These higher-risk journeys earned him international recognition. In 2010, Alex published a memoir titled King of the Road, True Tales from a Legendary Ice Road Trucker, which became a major success. The book offered a closer look at his personal life and the real dangers of ice road trucking. Beyond his work, on screen, Alex also gave back to his community and earned respect and admiration from society. The story behind Ice Road Truckers is just as interesting. Often referred to as IRT, the show was a reality series that aired on the History Channel. From 2007 to 2017, it was met with widespread praise from audiences. Why was it such a hit? The show focused on drivers who risked everything to haul cargo over frozen rivers and lakes in remote parts of Canada and Alaska. The dangerous settings and real-life challenges made the series compelling and relatable. But the idea didn't start in 2007. Back in 2000, the History Channel had released a 46-minute documentary called Ice Road Truckers as part of its Dangerous Mission series. At the time, it wasn't a full series, just a single episode. According to the book Dennis's Ice Road by Edith Eglau, the documentary showcased the extreme challenges of driving trucks across frozen lakes, commonly known as ice roads, in the Northwest Territories of Canada. The episode was later re-aired under the Modern Marvels series and received impressive ratings. The strong response prompted the History Channel to explore turning the concept into a full series. In 2006, they brought in Thomas Biersnow for producing Deadliest Catch and heading Original Productions to develop the show. Inspired by the Ice Road book, the series was shot in high definition and followed 6 fearless truckers for 2 months as they delivered vital supplies to diamond mines and remote outposts via roads made entirely of ice. The first season premiered on the UK's Channel 5 in February and March of 2008. From there, the show's reach expanded rapidly. Networks like All Star and Foxtel picked it up early that same year, followed by Australia's Network 10, which began airing it in June. By autumn 2008, the first season also aired on RTL 7 in the Netherlands. Italy, however, didn't broadcast the show until January 7, 2010, when it aired on the History Channel under the title Gili Iro del Ghiaccio, meaning Heroes of the Ice. Canada was even later to the game, airing Season 1 on March 4, 2009. Season 2 launched in the United States on June 8, 2008, and debuted on the UK's History Channel on October 9. It reached New Zealand on November 12, 2008, and was again shown on Channel 5 in the UK in early 2009. After the second season's success, the producers pushed forward with Season 3, which premiered in the US on May 31, 2009. In the UK, it aired on September 10, and Channel 5 followed up with its release on January 5, 2010. The show was unique, but did the audience feel the same way? Absolutely. The premiere episode attracted 3.4 million viewers, making it the highest-rated original show in the History Channel's 12-year history at the time. Critics gave glowing reviews. Adam Buckman of the New York Post called the show astonishing. Virginia Heffernan from the New York Times added that watching the drivers fight off exhaustion and navigate deadly roads made viewers feel their pain and danger. She highlighted the haunting experience of being behind the wheel late at night, where the lure of sleep and the risk of death feel eerily similar. She praised the show for doing what Deadliest Catch did right, showing real grit. According to her, eco-conscious travelers might be admirable, but they don't make good TV. Instead, it's the rugged, swearing men and women who power through storms and mechanical challenges that hold the audience's attention. The show's appeal went far beyond the US. It was broadcast in countries across Africa, Europe, and Australia. One of the most iconic moments came in the opening credits, which featured a truck falling through ice. While the show discussed real accidents that had fatal outcomes, it never showed them on screen. That opening scene, it was actually filmed using a miniature model in a studio. The show's popularity even inspired a movie project. In 2008, 20th Century Fox acquired the rights to turn Ice Road Truckers into a scripted action film, with a screenplay by William Wisher Jr. and direction by John Moore. That's how much impact the show had. In 2010, a PlayStation Portable video game was released by Slitherine Software, bringing the ice roads into gamers' hands. Even years later, the series still left its mark in 2020. It was name-dropped by Eminem and Juice WRLD in the song Godzilla. Now that you've learned about the show's background and the journeys of its cast, which story resonated with you most? Did you find Ward's passing to be particularly heartbreaking? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, make sure to hit like, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. Before you go, check out the other videos now playing on your screen.